Hey, welcome back. I'm going to answer today a question that I really liked from a viewer about yesterday's episode. And she asked me, why do we burden other people with our emotional luggage, and why do we have to make them guilty for what we feel? Why do they have to be responsible for the feelings we feel? Well, the answer I would want to give this question is like this. People are energy systems. We may look made out of flesh and bone, but indeed what we see here and what we can't see all around us is all energy. Of course, this form of energy, this hand that I'm putting my other hand on, is a form of compressed energy. It's a form of energy operating at a lower rate of vibration. Matter is a lower rate of vibration. Energy has different levels of vibration. For example, you have matter, but you also have the energy of thought, which is a whole other frequency and vibration. You also have the energy of love, which, if you know what thought and love is, you can tell there's a difference, between just pure thought and love. It gives up a different vibe. Now, we're all made out of this energy, but we operate at different levels. And even though our bodies may be made out of matter, we are not just our bodies. We also have our thoughts, and we also have our emotions, and we also have our intuitions. Okay, some people may not be intuitive, but some of you may be, and you may know what I'm talking about. It's that, I don't know how to call it, sort of sensation, if you will, that you have about something you don't really know, that you just perceive into, but you're kind of sure without experience it of some intrinsic qualities of that object you are perceiving into. For example, let's say you meet another person, okay, and you can tell without her even speaking that that person is sort of generally happy and generally positive, and you find out after a while that she indeed is generally positive. That's your intuition assessing the emotional temperature of the other person and deciding, yeah, she has a pretty high emotional temperature. Pretty high emotional temperature doesn't mean that she's hot-headed and that she gets angry often, because it may mean exactly the contrary. Emotional temperature refers to the vibe her aura gives in. Through your aura, through your surrounding energy system, you can connect to other people's energy systems, and you may look at your body like it is and say, okay, I'm only from here to here. No, you're not. No, you're not. Your physical body is only from here to here, but you also have an energy body surrounding it. And as energy systems, I'm coming back to the original question right now, as energy systems, your desire is to bring more and more energy inside you. You are made of what the earth is made, and the earth is made basically of what the sun is made. At the core, at the very core of the earth, you have magma, and the temperatures are just as high as in the sun. So at its very core, the earth itself is made of the same substance as the sun, and we, at our core, we are made of the same stuff the earth is made of and the sun is made of. Do you get the analogy? The sun, you can link the sun and represent it through God. God is the sun. Now, the earth, as a child of the sun, is made up of this core that is just the same as the sun, and then its outer layers are matter, are more and more dense. They're nothing like the sun, they're stiff and they're not hot at all. Okay, now just by the same token, we humans are made up of this core of energy, out of this burning core that is pure energy, but our outer bodies are made of matter. So just by the same token we're made of matter, the earth is also made of matter. Now, our divine spark, our energy inside us seeks to expand, seeks to gather more and more of the same energy. And we can do that by acknowledging the inner nature of everything there is around us. Because indeed, the inner nature of everything there is around us reflects that nature of the earth, of us, and of the sun. You know, we are children of God. We are not God per se, just as earth is not the sun. But we have some of the same stuff that the sun has, that God has. You know, we do have that active principle, that creative genius inside us. And when you tap into the inner nature of an object outside of you, or when you tap within your inner nature, you can take yourself as an object and go deep. You acknowledge your inner union with that form of energy. For example, take this. Look, this is my aloe plant. Okay, and look, it even has an angel figurine here. Can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah, look, there's an angel. Now, whenever I look at it, see, take this, whenever I look at it and I water it, whenever my attention, look at me, what I'm doing, focuses on the beauty that it gives off, whenever I look at it and at its presence, I take its beauty in. I acknowledge you are a form of beautiful energy, and I connect to your beautiful energy. You are beautiful, and I become more like you. I become more beautiful myself as I acknowledge your beauty. See? You can do this not only with plants, you can do it with animals, you can do it with people. Especially do it with people. Look at them, take in their presence, scan their aura, you know, acknowledge their beauty, because there is beauty to be had. Now, even though this plant may have, you know, some leaves that are dry, that are not green anymore, you can just pluck those off. But its beauty is not diminished by its having, you know, dying leaves. Just by the same token, if you don't like something in another person, he is not less beautiful or he is not less special because he has those qualities inside him. When you acknowledge the beauty in the world, or in people, or in plants, or in animals, you raise your vibration. Your glass becomes more full. And when you are full, you have energy radiating out of you, and you become more and more like the sun, you know, warming people near you. Now, whenever you're in a low rate of vibration, you're just like tuning into a radio station, and you could call it radio depression, or radio anger, or radio, distrust, you know. And let's think about radio depression. What would radio depression sound like? It would be something like, oh, you're worthless. All people are scumbags, and all people are out for themselves, and they will blame you, and they will criticize you, and nobody will love you because you're worthless and you're never gonna amount to anything. That's radio depression. But you have a wonderful switch. You have your mind, you know, and your mind, if he doesn't like the words that you are using to self-talk, can switch the station, and you could go into radio confidence, let's say. This is just one possibility of many radio stations you could tune into. And what would radio confidence sound like? You can do it. You are the best because you're not better than anybody else, but you can survive everything life throws at you, and you can thrive, and you can be whatever you want to be because you have the energy, and you have the drive, and you have the power to amount any obstacle, and to overcome them, and to integrate them, and grow stronger by them. You know, that would be sort of radio confidence. You have other radio stations, mental radio stations, you can tune into. And when you do that, you raise your vibration if it's a positive radio, or you lower your vibration if it's a negative radio. Now, whenever you bring energy into a system like I did with the plant, that energy system brings its energy back to you. Whenever you're in the presence of a high energy environment, of a high positive energy environment, that environment feeds you. So this is the basis of cooperation. We know this intrinsically. Whenever we make people happy, their happiness reflects upon us. Whenever they're happy, they're shining. Whenever they're shining, we feel their light and we feel their warmth. But you have to go for your happiness first, because otherwise you could go and try to make other people happy while negating yourself, and you are giving up way more energy from your system than you get by making them happy, because their happiness is an indirect effect, but your happiness is a direct effect, and your purpose is to raise your own energy. So by working on yourself, you indeed help others, and others, by working on themselves, indeed do help you. So get it? You don't have to be blaming other people. Even though others may blame you, you don't. You just have to be out and find your sources of happiness. And stop caring so much for the bad opinions of other people of you. You have your own life to attend to. You can't be bothering with their opinion if it's bad. If it's good, then okay, acknowledge it, accept it, and be glad they have a good opinion of you. Raise your energy. But if it's bad, then mind your own business. Try to keep a good opinion of them. Try to find the best in them, but mind your own business. And if you do that, indeed the world will be a better place. Now, try your best to raise your energy and raise the energy of others by sharing this material. Empower them to surge within by sharing this. And if you like this, comment below, or like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you again next time. Thank you.